3, 2. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You are now tuning into episode 47 of the Off the Menu podcast. I am your friend, your host, Key, here with my brothers, my co-hosts, P and Tay, and a special guest, a very special guest. I am happy to introduce to you Alonzo Oliver, aka the Beige Bully of the Young OG Perspective podcast, videographer, podcaster, go-getter, big stepper, going crazy.
That intro, that timing of the intro, I like it. I saw how you pause a little bit. You know, you're putting it down.
That's tough. That's tough, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you. Long time coming. So it's a long time coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making time, man.
Episode 47 Off the Menu podcast. We'd like to thank our guest here today, Alonzo Oliver.
Going crazy.
YOG Media too, right?
Yes.
So is
OG
it?
Media.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Because I was like looking up their stuff and I was like, okay, cool. So you do media, you do podcasting, and you're pretty tapped in with the city here.
Yeah, man. We try to be. So yeah, the Young OG Perspective is, obviously the @ and where you can find us, and then doing businesses, TYOGP LLC Media. We cover anything from videography, photography, audio production, you name it. If you have an idea, we can curate it and bring it to life. So
yeah, we're gonna need to tap in for OTM, man.
Yeah, tap in with us, man, for real.
For reals.
I know I do all the editing and stuff. And my sister does our reels, and so like we actually don't have any training or knowledge of what we're doing.
Yeah.
No, but y'all stuff going crazy though, for real.
Yeah.
Like it looks clean.
Thank
you.
you.
Know what I mean?
Thank
And
you.
like I always tell people, like there's the long form content that they can find anywhere as far as like your audio, where to listen to it. Obviously the YouTube. The only thing we really should be using Instagram for, to be honest with you, is networking and like letting that be your business card to let people know what you guys, what service you guys provide, and to get a feel for your podcast. So when I went up, when your guys' stuff first started popping up, I'm like, okay, it's clean. I recognize P, and I know y'all about to fuck some shit up. So
Going crazy, man. Real quick, before we get any further, before I forget, we got IT technical support in the back. Sifu Ying going crazy.
God damn, it's so loud. I was gonna say, Alonzo, this is our actual first time to sit down and have an actual conversation, because we have a little banter, and we have talks, and we know each other. We're at the same places, but this is the first time we're actually able to sit down and kind of
converse,
put it on wax. Yeah, absolutely.
All day.
Like we was talking about off camera, man. I every time I see P, man, it's always love, man. He's got a certain energy. He's got just, a certain confidence. You know what I mean? So every time I see him, I got to dap him up, give him a hug, pause, and then
no pause. A hug's fine.
He loves
you know
it.
what I mean? I got to give him a hug. You know what I mean? And last time I ran into him on Halloween, shout out Lovers, they were doing their party and boo shit. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I seen your podcast. I'd love to come on. Yeah. And I'd love to have you guys back on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, just really networking, but we were drunk though.
Yeah,
it's perfect though. It was a little drunk.
P has a way to draw you in. Yeah. As far as the energy goes, or he always got that shit on. Number one.
Oh yeah, for real.
Always
got
that shit on. Always. Yeah. Shout out P, man.
Appreciate it.
Let's go ahead and get into the episode. We did learn a little about you. Let's go ahead and start off. We always start off with the question: who are you and what do you do?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Alonzo Ashley Oliver, if you're looking for me. But I promise you're gonna find what you're looking for. Just to,
I mean, it's hard to miss him.
Yeah, you're gonna find what you're looking for. First and foremost, I'm a son. I'm a husband. I'm a father.
Going crazy.
I'm a brother.
Going crazy.
And then I happen to be the CEO of the Young OG Media. And we've been running that now we're going in 2024 will be year 5. So
wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's long, bro.
Man.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, man. We started pretty much right before the pandemic.
Really?
So like late 18.
I was gonna say, were you guys at the gala when we hosted that? Were you at the gala?
I was there filming for So by Ame. Yeah.
See, so you were there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's probably the first time we actually interacted. That's for sure. I was gonna say, damn, 5 years.
Yeah, man. I peeped game to like your guys' stuff more recently, but like, man, I bet you've seen like the progression for you guys over the past 5 years. Man.
Yeah, it's been beautiful to watch. Obviously, like when we tell people, a lot of people know us from the podcast. A lot of people know us from being at different functions. A lot of people know us from media.
Right.
We've kind of branched out and started hosting red carpets.
Okay.
Yeah, we hosted a couple red carpets for the Utah Black Chamber. If the listeners aren't tapped in, please tap in with the Utah Black Chamber. We need all the help we can get out here as far as like diversity and inclusion. That's why I like what you guys are doing. But like, man, to be honest with you, we just published 100 episodes.
Wow.
So
Congrats to y'all.
Yeah,
That's
that's it, man. But so to
insane.
see you guys in the 40s is crazy. You know what I mean? It took us 5 years to hit 100 episodes because we do so many other things outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
So a podcast is just a division of what we do. And now that we're just starting to branch off and bring on more team players, we're trying to just kind of just touch a little bit of everything in the city, and then travel a little bit more once or twice a year to kind of get the brand, in other people's minds and
of course,
ears and things like that. So
that's cool that you guys are even fucking thinking about shit like that. Tapping in, going into different areas, and making sure that the young OG is in other areas and in other people's ears.
Yeah,
and shit. I think that's dope.
Well, I mean, being and shout out to I'm almost done with the Venumu episode, but we're from the same place. I'm from Rose Park as well.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So you really got like I love Utah, don't get me wrong, but and I love the city, and the city is unique.
Right.
But I've always been for someone that wanted to. I just always want more. You know what I'm saying? Like I always want more. So
we all do.
Yeah. So I just want to travel and just spread the word a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? Like, and one thing I'll tell y'all, these conversations don't fall on deaf ears. If you get one listener listening, like that's all you need. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've had episodes that I didn't think did well, or I had guests on that I thought were gonna do a lot better than what the analytics were telling me. And I'm like, man, that was a dud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, somebody reaches out like, yo, this saved my life. This saved my life, or this saved my cousin's life because I shared it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So once you hit publish, you never know how it's affecting the lives. You know what I mean?
The
It's
impact
true,
you
man.
make.
Yeah.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is. That's crazy though that he puts into perspective, because like over the last few months we've been kind of doing. The reason we pump out so many episodes is because we have so many guests wanting to get their episodes out right away, and we were just like, okay, well, let's work with them. They're working with us. Let's go ahead and do Sunday episodes. And and sometimes it feels like we're overworking ourselves, but then we see the episode and the final product of it and who the people are watching and like talking about it. That's what touches us more, because we use this media outlet for podcasting more for our clothing in the beginning. It was going to be something that we can do for more about nothing and a way for people to see our clothing, but then it became something bigger than that.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
way bigger.
That's how it initially started,
Yeah,
and then
that's
now
dope.
we're like just bringing people on and getting people to tell their story and share their journey with us. And I'm like, man, everyone has gone through some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Some good shit, a lot of good stories to tell us. So it's nice to hear all of it. For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Just
Definitely.
creating a platform. I want to circle back to you mentioned the red carpet and the black chambers. Can you tell people that aren't tapped in what that is?
Yeah,
and once
for
again,
sure.
I'm kind of clueless on that as well. So please.
Yeah, absolutely. So November 2022, Wakanda Forever premiered.
Oh, okay.
Right. So a lot was going on, man. We were mourning the loss of Chad Boseman. You know what I mean? And then the new Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Right.
That movie was coming out. We didn't know who the Black Panther was. So shout out to Nikki Walker. She does a lot of PR for the Utah Black Chamber.
Okay.
She took it upon herself to rent out the biggest theater at Thanksgiving Point. So. And then she gave everybody an assignment. She said, we're wearing white because in Africa, that's how you send people off.
Okay.
You wear all white.
Okay.
So she rented out the biggest theater there, got a list of A-list people in Utah, people from Facebook, people from that hold higher positions in businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, etc. And she curated a red carpet. So she had us set up the red carpet, do the red carpet interviews live. That's something we never done before, but we always wanted to get into.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So we did the red carpet interviews. We watched the movie, and it was just a really beautiful moment. But at the same time, right, you get all these people of color, you know what I mean? And you know, y'all too, man, like to be honest with y'all Pacific Islander or Asian?
We're Asian.
Asian.
We're
Okay,
Southeast Asian, yeah.
I don't know anymore because sometimes it's like
Hey, we in the same category.
Me and Tay are pretty big Asians.
We in the same category. Remember that.
yeah, because like some of my Filipino homies go by Pacific Islander now. You know what I
Really?
mean? Yeah. So
I had no idea.
It's true. It's
okay.
it's because of they're an island,
They
right?
are.
So
They are.
we're inland. We're actually a landlocked inland country. Laos. We're from
Right.
Laos.
Okay.
And Thai,
And
yeah.
we're actually the only Southeast country that's landlocked.
Right.
Gotcha.
So we don't touch any
leaves
water
water,
except for
yeah.
the Mekong.
yeah, okay, but yeah, all my Pacific Islanders, all my Asians, I view you guys as people of color as well.
course,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So when we
Yeah.
have those events, we have to show up and we have to show out. You know what I mean?
Of
But
course.
you know, so we did it. It was a very successful night. I think I cried like 1 or 2 times just because it was just such a beautiful event.
Yeah.
course.
But man, to see like
Emotions are high.
the people that went to the matinee, to see, you know, the white folks come out and some of them really celebrate it and they was fucking with it like, oh, this is dope, this is dope.
Right.
But then you got those 1 or 2 people that want to be assholes and be like,
course.
what's going on over here? A party? You know what I mean? Oh, what is this? You know what I mean? And they're telling
Right.
this stuff to their kids. And that's why racism continues to live on, but in a different way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of undertones now. with
Little
it.
indirect.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Like it's like one of those.
Passive aggressive now. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like straight in your
definitely.
face, which I
Absolutely.
almost think is a lot worse because
Oh, yeah.
that'll piss somebody
sure.
off more.
Most def.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
But
stand on it. You know,
yeah,
if you're going to be.
exactly. Stand on business,
Yeah.
right?
SOB.
Yeah, but yeah, we hosted that event, and then you know, obviously, a couple months later was All Star Weekend, and
yep.
City was going crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure, for sure.
Shit, City was lit.
Lit,
That's the littest I've
man,
seen our
lit.
city. The
Bro, it was so fun,
time,
man. It was
And-
like
and-
some of the most fun I've had in
It
a
was
minute.
so hard to
Yeah.
be everywhere at once,
Yeah,
man,
for
because
sure.
there was
For
so
real.
much shit going on.
FOMO like
He
crazy.
said-
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And, like,
Definitely.
it was funny because we had an episode and we were just shooting the shit, and I was like, how are the Utah women gonna keep up with, you know, these other women coming from Miami, Puerto
yeah.
Rico, Dominican
yeah.
Republic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Texas, Atlanta. And I had to walk back those words because I felt like we kept up very well.
Yeah,
We showed up.
Well, you're talking about with the
Definitely.
All Star for sure.
like
Yeah,
our
City
women,
popped out.
they showed up and they showed out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I still seen a lot of them that used to be on stage, still on stage.
There we go.
So shout out to y'all women.
Shout outs to y'all going crazy.
Love
But
y'all.
yeah, we got a chance to host. They did an event, and it's now turned into an inaugural event that they're going to do every year. It's called Mardi Gras in the Mountains. So their their new
Going
CEO,
crazy.
their new CEO, Sydney Shorter, is she's from Louisiana.
Okay.
So she's gonna
Mardi Gras
bring
in the
Mardi Gras in the
Mountains.
mountains. I think the next one is coming up in February. So we hosted the red carpet for that. We filmed a Black business brunch that happened the next day during the day. So yeah, we were running around grinding that weekend, man. So
Damn.
Dang, yeah.
That
so
obviously-
obviously All Star Weekend, and
Yeah.
that's hey,
Yeah.
But it's always good to be busy, man. And it's like
It is.
Always.
like think about all the people that you met and the experience that you've had and the connections that you've made to further, you know, your business and the things that you
Definitely,
guys do and media wise. Have you made new connections? Have you been able to do things that you guys are wanting to do with, you know, people of higher position like you mentioned?
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if it's not like them hiring us
Right.
to film something, you know what I mean? But just the invites that we get now to have us in the room.
Man.
That's worth more than paying us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Just to
absolutely.
Of course.
keep making connections, keep building. You know what I mean?
You're already doing something you already enjoy regardless, even if you paid me or
Right.
not. I'm already enjoying this.
Exactly,
You know, what can you ask
exactly.
for? Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like that's why we always bumping into each other. We like to network. We like
Yeah.
to be
Y'all be
around.
outside.
Yeah, yeah.
I
you
do.
know.
I like to meet people. Y'all have beautiful faces and great smiles. You
Yeah.
might stink, but that's okay.
Yeah, he's looking at you and pointing at you right now. You know who you are.
Smell you later. So
true, man.
so tell us how did y'all get established and like how did you get the members that you have and who are your members and kind
Yeah.
of you know
that's a good question. I mean, so you know, the young OG to his core is always going to be me, Londo, Miguel.
Okay.
We're essentially like the co-founders,
Right. Okay.
of the young OG.
That would look nice to be, you know.
Always got that shit on.
Yeah, I'm God. I'm God.
You know what I mean? Like where you see like us doing the photo shoots and stuff like that. That's like that's always gonna be me, Londo, and Miguel. And then Mike came on because we did a right when things started opening up for the pandemic. We started highlighting some of the local talent, some of the
There we
local
go.
artists out here. Mike was definitely, on our radar. And then he just happened to reach out. And we jumped on the phone, and then we just kind of basically, I said, I have an idea. Let me see what you think about it. And then we started a little segment called After Dark, where we set it up like almost like a Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
At the time, I don't know if you guys were familiar with Lake House Studios. CJ Drisdom, he has the Creative Chamber now.
Oh yeah, CJ. Yeah.
Before he had the Lake House Studios.
Okay, yeah.
So he allowed us to film there for free. So shout out to him.
Amazing. Yeah.
So we started the After Dark segment, and it just went crazy because then he did a live performance, and then we filmed.
Oh,
it.
that's nasty.
Yeah, we had sticks drumming for him too.
Okay.
So that went crazy, and that just kept Mike just kind of always around and giving us feedback and things like that. Or what are you guys doing this weekend?
Yeah.
Mike then kind of just slowly turned into just like a friend of the show.
Right.
You know what I
I had
mean?
no idea. He was kind of a part of it in a sense. You know what I mean?
And then, fast forward, Londo was, when the pandemic happened, like his job went up crazy through the roof. Yeah, because he holds a pretty big position where he works. So he was working like nonstop. You know what I mean? So then when everything started opening back up and travel started to open back up, he's like, "Yo, I'm going to Jamaica for 2 weeks. Like figure out the episodes."
Yeah, handled it.
Yeah. So I hit Mike up. I'm like, "Hey, you want to be a guest host for a couple weeks?" And he held it down. Did great. And then I was like, "Man, you want to just stick around and help us, where you see we can use the help." And then we had a meeting and brought him on as our, creative director. So that's why you see him sometimes, and then when you don't see him, but he's always giving feedback and helping us behind the scenes as far as like, like even if we're gonna just do like a simple post or you know what I mean, a skit or something like that, Mike is
dope,
involved.
Man. Yeah, that's dope. Okay. It's dope that you guys just were able to build a relationship off of that with Mike, and make it turn into something bigger. Now he's just like a permanent dude that stays around. And,
and Mike is cool. Mike's a really humble dude, and one thing I'll say, I mean, his music speaks for itself.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike one time for sure.
But you should be here.
Right. Dylan. But one thing I will say about Mike is, man, if you are somebody that fucks with his music, he will have a conversation with you. You know what I mean? Like he's not too big for
like you said, he's very humble.
Anything that he's putting out, and that's what I really appreciate about him. Like he's like, okay, 2 people are listening, I'm fucking with it. You know what I mean? Like I've been a ton of his shows, and I've seen him stay after and just mingle with the people that want to ask him questions. When's his next show? Where can I find you on Instagram? Do you have merch? You know what I mean? I've seen him talk to every single person before he even comes and talks and chops it up with his friends. So that's one thing I'll say about Mike.
Shout out to Mike, dude. Like you meet a lot of people that are all high and mighty, and just when they finish their shows, they're out.
Yep.
And that's it's pretty fire that you would sit around and talk to people, because for a lot of viewers, we're here to learn. We're here to we're fans for a reason. Yeah. And so I appreciate that he does that.
It's an inspiration once again for some people that,
you can change you can change anyone's life, but just having that one conversation.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Just by being personable.
Yeah.
Sticking around and just kicking it back.
Yeah.
Touch
Oh
earth.
yeah, for sure.
Right.
Definitely. You never know. And that's why you like we call ourselves the young OGs, right? So me and Londo came up different parts of town. Like London's from the trenches of Ogden. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then
Ogden is
and I'm from Rose Park. You know what I mean?
Almost,
Yeah, inner city, little outskirt or whatever.
Yeah, outskirt of it.
But like, and I've said this on my podcast, like growing up, like I was never affiliated with gangs or in a gang like that. But all my cousins, because I'm black and Mexican, on my Mexican side, Bloods. On my black side, Bloods. And so when I'd be at family get-togethers, they'd be like, "Oh, tell so-and-so I said, what's up, Blood?" You know what I mean? So I was around, this is what I was around, right? And I just remember, my OGs kind of just being like, hey, giving us game, but always linking it back to, but don't do like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
100%. It always goes like
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. Conversations always go
We've been
like
there.
that.
We've been there.
Exactly. I heard you up there talking about it. So when we came out, with the young OG perspective, we wanted to have a different play on the young OG perspective. You know what I mean? In this new day and age. So what we represent is not putting any bad food in your body, taking care of your physical, taking care of your mental, being cautious of what you're watching. You know what I mean? Is it gonna ruin ruin the way you're thinking, ruin your day. You know what I mean? Like feeding yourself mental jewels. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the 41st floor. I just turned 41. So I the young OGs is about being youthful. Right. You know what I mean? We're never going to evolve into we're never going to evolve into the OGs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I want to still be youthful and hang out with Harrison. Right. You know what I mean? like hang out, and be able to hang out. And I think that if you look at it, like somebody like like Drake, he's always reaching back. Yeah. And fucking with the younger artists. You know what I mean? Always, so you guys are the younger generation, like y'all are doing some of the dopest shit right now. Why wouldn't I want to be around you?
Why wouldn't you want to tap in?
Yeah, and get some of the game or see how you guys are pivoting and doing things a little bit different from what I'm even used to. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about to be a young OG, is just staying youthful, you know?
Right. That's crazy, bro. I would have never guessed that you were 41.
Hey, come on, man. Beige don't age.
The beige don't age. Let him know.
There's no way he was over 30, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When you said 41, I was sitting there like, because I'm 31.
Do that Kevin Hart.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, just like you said, man, take care of your body, take care of your health, and you'll feel youthful. You'll even look youthful. Yeah. Right? And that's crazy.
Yeah. He don't look.
This is a prime example. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A prime example right here.
He looked late 20s.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
There's no way. If I just seen you in the club, I was like, I would think you were on P's age.
Me too. Oh, hell no.
Every time I go out, I feel like I'm the oldest one. That's crazy to me.
That is nuts.
That's actually insane.
And kudos to you, man, for really taking care of yourself, taking care of your body. Like,
man, I got a 12-year-old, man.
I was gonna say, how do you do it, Brody? Like, how do you got kids, got a family? Like you said, you have a lot of you juggle a lot of things. Like, how do you manage to do that?
The things, I always preach daily disciplines, right?
There we go.
So the things that are important to you, you'll make important, and you'll find time for them. So if that means you got to wake up at 6, you got to wake up at 6.
All day.
You know what I mean? You got to wake up at 5, you got to wake up at 5. I know motherfuckers that are crazy and wake up at 4 and get their day started. But they got so many damn kids. Yeah. That's the only time.
Before they wake up.
That's the alone get a good 2 hours. Yeah, exactly, to themselves. So the things that you make that are important to you, you'll find time for. So, daily disciplines are really big to me. Weekly disciplines, and then obviously monthly disciplines,
like compartmentalizing.
Yeah,
it's true, man. Like as a father myself, man, I do that same shit. I wake up early, I take my baths, I do my shit right in the morning. That's how I. That's what I do.
Why you laughing at my man?
Just the way he said, "Take my baths."
I take my baths, man. I take my bubble baths and shit. Dr.
Grown ass man.
Come on, man.
I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you.
Hey, that salt bath though?
Yeah, I'm telling
that be
you,
hitting
man.
different, man.
Dude,
that spearmint eucalyptus.
Jennifer got him a bubble bath thing. You put the bubble bath and it makes bubbles in a regular bathtub.
I don't play about my baths, man.
I'm too big to be in a bath. Bro. My bath is too small. Last time I did it I was sick as
I got a standing shower downstairs. That's all.
No, that's how you got to get it in, man.
The bath does sound nice. I'm lying.
Yeah, I'm lying. Sure, man.
I'm into all that, man. I'm into massages and going to like what is that spot in Idaho? The hot springs.
Yeah,
shit, that's my getaway. That's what
I get. Pedicures and manicures once a month. I barely started getting onto the health stuff. I started taking care of myself. I haven't drinking soda in over 3 months.
Really?
Going crazy. Shout out to
3 months.
Yes,
I know that was a big thing.
Soda sucks, bro. It's horrible for you.
It's so good, but it's so bad,
And fuck up your teeth, your stomach, bro. It's so bad.
When you find out how much salt is in there to make you more thirsty, then you start to realize,
sugar.
Sugar. It's a combination.
And then I was sitting there like I was killing almost like a half a dozen, like half a pack myself, just in a day. And then I started. And one day I went to the gym and I lost like 20 pounds, and I was like, you know what? Maybe if I cut more of the stuff out.
Hold on.
And one day you lost 20 pounds?
One day. Not from quitting soda. It was just like a journey of it. When you see your weight progression as big as I was 370 at the beginning of the year.
Shit. Shout out. Let's go.
I'm under 320 now. I'm 314.
50 pounds?
50 pounds.
Right.
And over the last 3 months, I felt significantly more different. I felt my energy shift. I go to sleep earlier. I want to do more things.
You're not as foggy, bro. Like you're not as tired and stressed.
Especially when you start seeing and seeing the results, you definitely want to keep going.
Yeah,
always. You want to keep pushing forward.
Like even next year, I'm going to quit smoking hookah. I'm going to quit alcohol. Like I don't drink a lot. I drink whenever people are here. But I'm going to take everything out and have a full cleanse next year and see how I feel more. There's little things I need to take care of.
What's that?
So sakya is basically just like it's a blessing. Like it's a service. Think of like comparison. Think of like a kid becoming a missionary. Almost, where we become monks and we go to the temple and we serve. We wake up every morning 6 a.m., pray for 2 hours, eat our breakfast, go do service, clean around, and then come back. Family brings us lunch at 11, do the same thing, go out and do service, and we get back to the house or the temple at 6 p.m., pray for 2 hours, go to bed.
Oh, wow.
Repeat.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's discipline.
Yeah. No, it's straight up.
Yeah,
Monks are
that's-
super
I
disciplined.
did it 3 times in my life, and it's
For how long?
So when I was, I want to say 13, I did it for about 2 months at a temple in the West Valley.
Okay.
And then I did it when I was younger, and we normally have to do it when,
School's out, right? Or
yeah, it was during the summer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we do it when, family members have passed that are close to us, so we can bless our family
Right.
and make sure that they go to their next life safely.
Yeah.
Right.
And we, and we make sure that, they watch over us. They get to the next life safely. Where you're home, just make sure you're okay and watch over us.
Yeah. And just like you guys are, the women in our culture too wear white, while the men wear orange as a monk.
Orange.
So
Got you.
Yeah. So there's little similarities there of offering and bringing peace to you and moving them to the next life.
Right.
Yeah. Another thing I'll be on, man, is you see where I think it was Rogan talked about that 85-hour water fast.
Yeah, yeah. Him and Dana
Yeah.
White just did it.
Yeah.
Really?
Talking about killing all these cells in your
Yeah.
body,
Yeah.
cancer
And
cells.
only drinking water or
I
not
did,
drinking
yeah,
water?
I did one last week.
Really?
Like I did one last week, and yeah, you're just drinking water. I mean, I still drink black coffee because I need some sort of
Fair.
caffeine.
Yeah, but you can do that. They let you
black-
as long
Yeah.
as it. Yeah.
But yeah, man, you do that for like that 85 hours, man. You're thinking different.
Yeah.
Shit that was bugging you don't bug you anymore.
Yeah.
Like you just see the vision. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just see the vision as far as like what you really want to accomplish and things like
Yeah.
that.
You know what's funny? I did that. I did a 72-hour water fast, not intentionally. It was after a breakup. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I
shit,
wasn't
okay,
eating
yeah.
food. I was really
Damn.
depressed. But like looking back, I'm trying to think of. I wasn't tired, and I was going to the gym.
Yeah.
and I had energy.
Yeah.
and
Once your
with
body goes
with
into
food,
ketosis,
too.
though.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, And when I think about it, I was like, yeah, I was really sad mentally, but like my body actually felt really good. Which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
When I look back at
Yeah.
that's
Crazy.
why.
Fasting's really good for you, man. That's why they do it during Ramadan every year. Ramadan is
Yeah.
a thing for the Muslims.
Yeah.
You know? They do it every year for 30 days or however long it takes for the sun. So I'm still learning. I'm still learning. But I watched the video on what happens to your body during this fast and how all of these things start. Like, your body starts regenerating different cells and blood cells and different things. It takes you to like a normal state in a sense, like
Like how
a reset.
Yeah,
in a
your
sense,
body's
right?
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They say you're supposed to do it at least twice a year. So a 3-day water fast, or you can do one 7-day dry fast, which is nothing.
Nothing. Dude,
No
7
water, no
days?
food for 7 days, and you can
What?
you can add on 30% more of your life back to it by killing the cells that it works off.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not a professional. Don't listen to me. Like, I did research. Trust me. After I started losing weight, I started doing a lot more research of how to lose more weight. And like Dr. Sebi pulls up and like he
Yeah,
talks
man.
about
Man, shout out to
water
Dr. Sebi
fasting
going
and then
crazy.
dry fasting
Gary
and
Brecka and stuff like that,
there's all these herbs in the world that you should be eating. And he
Set
talks
up
about
100%,
they
yeah.
talk about humans don't need to eat. We tricked ourselves to
Yeah.
needing to eat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
And-
because back in the day you had to hunt. You had to hunt for food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
You know what I
had
mean? So you probably
McDonald's.
was going like what they say, like
And you
4 to
gotta
7 days before they
Think how
found
fit,
food.
how fit humans were in
Yeah.
that time
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like-
man.
Yeah, like they were fit. Like no, not Neanderthals, but they were huge too. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
people that were natives, like they weren't skinny by any means, and they weren't necessarily fat at all.
Right.
by any
Yeah,
means
yeah.
either. Yeah.
Right. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, health is wealth, man.
It is.
Health is
for
wealth.
sure.
I learned it too late, but you guys can't. For real. I'm
said
well,
you
not too
guys
late.
can't.
Not too
No,
late.
not too late for you.
I'm
Too
figuring
late.
it out, but you guys should really take advantage of it in your youth when you're able to regenerate your cells and stuff much faster.
Quicker, yeah.
Yeah.
You should take advantage of it when you're younger. Honestly,
100%,
and that way you're
bro.
not 30 years old trying to figure it out.
But bro,
you can be
I'm
younger.
gonna tell you, I was where you are. So when I was man, my late 20s going into about 30, 31 was like horrible.
Really.
Yeah, because that's around the time my daughter was born, man. So I'm eating
Ugh.
I'm eating
Oh, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
You know
Fast
what I mean?
food,
Yeah.
whatever's convenient,
Man,
you
I'm
know?
eating everything, and I developed a bad relationship with food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I had a hard day at work. Let's get a pizza. I'm gonna knock down the whole pizza.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, or I'm gonna order pizza. Right? I'm gonna tell my wife, yeah, you want pizza? I'm gonna order 2, eat 1, and then when she gets there, 1 is there with some breadsticks, and I'm gonna have a couple more slices with her. You know what I mean? I developed really bad habits,
Right.
and I got up to about 270.
Ooh.
Yeah, so right now I stay about I'm 6'3", so I'm stay about 208, 210. Yeah,
I was gonna say that's
which
good. That's
which
healthy.
is good. Yeah,
that's a healthy weight.
But man, I dropped a significant amount. I went from 270 to 210.
It's possible.
Yeah, so it's like bro. I'm telling you, watch when you get there, you'll be like, okay, ain't nobody, come on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna regret it later in life. I know that. Right now, the way I feel now, and I feel it later. I know I'm accomplished something. I just need to get there. Yeah, my goal is like under 300 by like February or something. So I have little goals in mind.
Yeah, of course.
That I'm putting my best foot forward.
And don't be upset if that's something you don't reach at February.
Right. Oh yeah.
Time is
Trust though, we gonna get you on that roller coaster.
I'm not trying to get on that roller coaster.
We're gonna get you on that roller coaster.
You know, as a tall guy, right? You're tall, so your knees touch you, and like sometimes you don't feel safe, right? Yeah. Me as an obese guy, like being in the 300s, like you feel like that bar doesn't come down all the way. You don't hear that.
That's real.
You don't hear the click.
The people in front of you got three clicks. Man. You get one click, and you're like, you got the worker coming down trying to push it in front of you. But then also, I have a fear of roller coasters because when I was young, I was visiting from Portland, and we went to Lagoon, and a screw fell off the bar
on some Final Destination
shit. But see, the guy next to me was holding it down for dear life, but not knowing if it would have flipped over, but knowing in my mind that could have been a piece of the roller coaster, like someone could have just threw it or could have fell off something. I developed a fear.
You seen it fly off?
Yeah, right in front of me.
Oh, fuck that!
Like before the ride took off.
It was literally like. Click, click, click.
I would have cried.
And I saw it, and I was like, I was 6 years old.
Oh, fuck.
And I was sitting there, and I was like, huh? And the guy was like, hey kid, I'm going to hold you down, kid. I'm like, what? Like, I was freaking out.
Which one? Was this like the white roller coaster?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The old ass one,
Yeah, man.
And then so I developed a fear, and I've always had this fear of getting in a roller coaster, especially as a bigger guy. Like, dude, if it's not as safe as it is for someone in a smaller stature, then it's not going to be as safe for me, right?
Yeah, man.
So,
definitely.
That's real. We were just in Universal Studios in Florida, and we went into. Have you guys ever been there?
I've been to the LA one.
Okay, there's the Hulk roller coaster.
Yeah.
So we get in it, boom, thing comes on. He's like, yeah, welcome. He's kind of talking like him at the beginning of the episode.
Welcome to the ride. Welcome
back. And he was like, yeah, fastest roller coaster is going to shoot you with 200 miles. I'm like, 200 miles?
That's crazy.
So you basically in a plane, but like in the air. You know what I mean? And that thing shot me so hard. And I was like low-key hungover. You know what I mean? And like, man, I remember I just got off like disheveled. Like, man, that shit wasn't fun. And then I look over and I see my homeboy. He's in a tank top and he's just dripping sweat. And he's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then he comes back and I'm like, hey, man, did that roller coaster fuck you up? He's like, nigga, hell yeah. He's like, man, I threw up. Roller coasters ain't no joke, man. You ain't missing nothing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I only recently got back on it when we first started dating. So we've been together for about 11 years.
Oh, dope.
But I only did it to impress her. And then I did 3 rides at Lagoon. And then after that, she was like, how come you don't ride rides anymore? I'm like, honestly, I did it for you, but I won't ever get on a roller coaster. And then, so on the last episode we had of Lecky, we talked about me getting onto a Harry Potter ride at Universal, and the shoulder thing wouldn't go over my shoulder because it was too big.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And we literally waited in line for 15 minutes, and he's like, oh man, you're too big. You got to get off. And at that moment, I was like, I'm not getting on any of these rides ever again. Self-consciously, I told myself, sense. And then I should have told myself, like, you know what, go take care of yourself. Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes
It's never too late to start taking care of yourself, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, man. For real, health as well.
Not at all. Health as well.
Health as well, for sure.
All day,
for sure.
All day. So, we talked about the young OG and what exactly do you do for the young OG? You say you're the CEO and things like that. What are you doing? As far as your part in it?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. So, I mean, obviously being the CEO, so I'm managing a lot of different personalities. So, like we brought Mike, and then shout out to Troy. We have Troy. He started off as an intern for us, but then we just
Troy one time.
Yeah, and then we just moved him to more of a producer of the show because the level of feedback and the attention to detail that he pays attention to during the episodes, after the episodes. I was like, man, I got to make you a producer because like you're just making my job really easy. But definitely scheduling, connecting with people.
Okay.
all of the gigs that we set up, you know, I set all those up.
Okay.
And then I'm also the main editor as well. So
crazy.
even though we have Miguel does a lot of our photography. But after the episodes, you know, I sit down, I edit everything, I create the reels, I manage the social media, pretty much all that stuff, man. Equipment as well. So we all have like kind of like your guys' setup. We all have like our own equipment. So just making sure that we have, you know, what equipment that we're going to need when whatever gig we're showing up to, or we record at the shop in Salt Lake City, Utah. So you know, we're mobile, which is nice. We can pull
that's
up.
dope.
You know what
The
I mean?
shop, where is that at?
It's the shop workspace. It's right there behind the library.
Okay.
Right.
That's where you guys shoot your episodes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got like a little like we're kind of like influencers, I guess, for the shop. So since we record there and tell people where we record, you know what I mean?
Kind of.
Yeah. So it's, you know, just
It's like a spot that you can rent out.
yeah. It's like a co-working space. So a lot of people just rent a room there and run their business. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Yeah. So yeah, they're really successful there as well. So I mean, and Mike works there too. So he's the one that kind of got us the plug there.
Oh, there we go.
Which has been nice. But yeah, man, just really just really managing the personalities that are on the team. You know, showing up to things like this. You know what I mean? So
sure.
yeah, I mean, and that was kind of like that transition was kind of. It was a lot of tough conversations to be had. To be honest with you, when you ask about like what a CEO does, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously, me and Londo and Miguel are co-founders of the brand. But I remember coming out of the pandemic, I was more comfortable being outside than they were, and I was like, "Look, man, we stopped filming, and we started off with some heavy hitters too. Like we started off when, let's see, we went to Ben. You guys familiar with Benji's Barbecue? I don't know if you guys ever. He had the only 24-hour barbecue spot here in Utah.
Is that on State Street?
It was on State Street.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had him on. We had Kenneth Boggs on. He does all the suits. He just suited up Michael McHenry today, it looks like.
Okay.
He does all the NFL players, all the NBA players. This is when he was just barely starting. We had Naomi and Natasha on from Church Cycle before they were even doing.
Oh, Church Cycle's popping. I have a homegirl that actually works for.
Yeah, so we were getting all these entrepreneurs early. So I'm like, let's keep this momentum going. And they're like, nah. Like Miguel was like, man, my parents are old, man. It doesn't just affect me. And I'm like, okay, I get it. And then Londo was like, my wife has a rare autoimmune disease, so I can't bring anything home either. And I'm like, all right, well, check it out. I'm gonna be the face, you know, of the brand, and I'm gonna get our name out there. And then Londo's like, "Fuck it, man, just be the CEO."
You made that executive decision.
Yeah, he's like, just be the CEO. You don't gotta. That way, you don't gotta ask. We don't have to have these weird arguments.
Do what you feel is best.
He's like, just send an invite. You know, I don't want to feel like you just not inviting us. You know what I mean? Like extend the invite. You know what I mean? But he's like, I trust you to do what's right. You know what I mean? And Londo, Londo's a co-founder and he's the CFO. So anything financially, he makes sure we're not, you know, spending money on dumb shit.
Right. That's dope, man. That's dope. You touched on like the video editing part. What did you have to learn the process of video editing?
How did you?
Man, YouTube University.
Yeah.
YouTube University.
But you started doing the video editing for the podcast itself, or did you do this?
He was doing this way prior.
Yeah, man. So good question. A lot of good questions. So I was doing I was vlogging.
Oh shit.
And then my boy hit me, Lover from Lovers.
Yep, DJ Lover.
Yeah, DJ Lover. He hit me and was like, I remember Mario was in town. So I filmed. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. I was just faking it. I was just in there. I was
having fun.
Yeah, and it was funny because I was bumping all the like main videographers out the way. I was getting in their shots. I was like getting all the best shots of Mario. So I made a video for him, and then I think I did like 2 or 3 videos for him. And I'm like, oh shit, like I'm over here like being a videographer. You know what I mean?
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Londo, he has his brand called So Tailored and Tailored Heights. So that's more centered around like men's fashion. And then Tailored Heights, he's like he's into watches, so he's always like taking the cool pics of the watches, Rolexes, his 2-doors and things like that. So he hit me up and was like, "Man, we need to do something. Why haven't we done something yet?" And I'm like, "What are you doing tonight?" He's like, "Nothing." He's like, "This is how long ago this was." Lake Effect had just opened.
Wow.
Yeah. So Lake Effect had just opened.
How long has Lake Effect been open for?
Shoot, man, this was probably like in 2018. Like I said, about 2018.
Oh, Lake Effect has been open that long? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So, and this was just when they had I don't even think they had no, they had the downstairs done.
I'll be real, I have never been to Lake Effect.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, yeah.
Now there's like all mint, like it's a whole like multi-level bar club now.
Okay.
So we met at Lake Effect. Nobody was there. And I was like, oh shit, this is a vibe. You know what I mean? And we were already in suits and stuff. And then I'm like, Miguel, just roll the cameras and whatever we get, we get. So we just started talking. We were talking that shit too. Like we were just, you know, talking our shit, speaking our truth. And then I put it out on YouTube, and for us, it went crazy. Like I think it's sitting at like 18,000 views.
That's
you know what I mean?
crazy.
Yeah,
man. That's crazy right there.
It went crazy. And we got a lot of hate too, so I knew we were doing something right.
Right.
Like this
There
is
you go.
back when YouTube would show the dislikes too.
Yeah.
So I think it had like, it was like 50-50, thumbs up and then thumbs down. Like they're like, you guys don't know nothing about suits. You're not black. That dude's a beaner. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Jesus.
Shit.
But it let us know we were doing something right. So then we just started grabbing content for YouTube. And then Londo bought mics. Was like, yo, let's stop talking to the camera and let's give people better audio quality. You know what I'm saying? So then we started just filming on the mics and putting all of our episodes on YouTube.
Okay.
And then right before the pandemic, people were like, yo, like y'all are a podcast. I love watching, but I want to listen. You know what I mean? So then we put everything out on the audio platforms as well.
Okay. How was that transition? Well, not necessarily transition, but how did that go for you putting it on audio platforms?
Well,
because we're working on that, and we're just kind of hesitant on like when we should do it. Or,
so you're not on audio right now?
No,
okay,
it's just so this is for my side of it. Me and the CEO, my wife.
Yeah,
we have more of a goal for the YouTube part of it. You have to hit 1,000 subscribers, have 4,000 watch hours. And you can throw everything on audio eventually. And so that will carry itself. So I've done my studies and let's focus on the YouTube side of it. Let's get to our goals. We have until April. We have longer, but I set a goal for April because when we started to be our 1 year, and by then I would hope to hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's crazy. Okay, I knew I fuck with y'all for a reason, but no, that's crazy because honestly, even being on audio, people still fuck with the YouTube more.
Right.
Really.
You know what I mean? Like you'll see
It's
like
more emotion.
we'll have
It's
spikes
more,
in audio here and there, but for the most part, like I know the YouTube numbers are gonna be there. You know what I mean? So
me personally, I'm on YouTube all day. You know,
me
too. Yeah, damn near.
YouTube
I think all creators will spend more time on YouTube versus like Instagram.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to answer your question, when we went to audio, it was easy because Londo, that's his thing. He used to rap, so he's like, man, I used to engineer my own music. I know, you know what I mean? So he's always giving us a hard time, man. Like when the episodes, he's not like when we just had Chelsea on. He's like, man, y'all need to start FaceTiming me so I can show you where to put the levels at, man. Y'all got this shit sounding horrible. You know what I mean? But
you need people like that though in the back to tell you shit. Like that,
so he takes the audio, I take the visual.
There we go.
Miguel handles all the photography, and then I'll partner with Mike for anything creative and be like, hey, before it's like done, I'll be like, hey, what do you think about the direction of this video?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, yeah, or add this sound effect, creatively. And then Troy, man, he's like the timestamp guru. He's like, bro, when you transition and your eyebrow moved up because of what she said, and I'm like, oh, you're like really.
That's a clip.
Attention to detail.
Like that's
shit.
why I said, man, like he's made my job so much easier. So I had to make him a producer of the show. And he's young to me. He's like 33.
That's dope, man. That you guys all play a part in like even just one video going out.
Yeah,
that's really cool, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. We were weekly, so now we're more bi-weekly.
Okay.
But in between, we're still dropping content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're
that,
still dropping content. It might be a skit. It might be on some on Sunday we went out there and just shot some fly shit to just tell everybody thank you for fucking with us.
Right.
We got the drone out. We put the outfits on. We're smoking cigars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just that young OG shit.
Be a little flashy.
Yeah.
Going crazy. Yeah, that's dope, man. That's hella
tough.
dope. Going crazy, man. I like that you guys are saying that because like, I mean, we put out one episode a week. Sometimes two.
Yeah.
But man, we've been consistently back to back every Monday, Tuesday. We get everybody on, so it's dope to hear you guys.
Yeah, I bet your fans be like, "Where's the video at?"
Yeah, going crazy.
There's some fans are like, man, you guys are putting up too much content because they can't keep
they're
up.
Trying to catch up.
They're trying to
we have a
catch
lot of
up.
people that are behind. Honestly,
Netflix.
And then exactly.
Exactly, man.
Exactly. I watch K-dramas on Netflix, and they release 2 episodes a week, so I'm used to it. I'm used to I'm used to that style of it.
Yeah.
And then there are people that are like, man, you guys didn't drop an episode on Sunday. What happened? I'm like, we decided to slow down on in December. It's the holidays, so let's give us some time.
Exactly.
Happy holidays.
January, we're gonna go ahead and get back to it. We're gonna get back to double episodes every Wednesday and Sunday.
If you're listening to this is the time to catch up.
yeah.
This is the time
The
to catch
holidays,
up.
take
That
a
part.
break. There you go.
Oh God.
That part.
And if you want to listen to us, go listen to them. Yeah, that's what it is.
Either or.
You know, support
Yeah.
support everyone.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
day.
No, and I love that we've shared similar guests. Like I said, we've had McHenry on.
Yeah.
We had
I seen
Venu
that
on.
one. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love just the progression of the guests too, like where they're at, like where McHenry's even at. Like that dude is just nonstop.
He's going
You know what I
crazy.
mean?
One of my
crazy.
favorite episodes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just nonstop. Venu, man, like super. The Moon Gang, they're just so talented.
They're
man.
going
Like,
crazy, man.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
going
and it's like
absolutely crazy.
there's something to be said about spoiling people with your consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all though. So in December, are you guys gonna like get out the way of Christmas week and like New Year's week?
Yes. So this week itself, we are stockpiling 3 episodes for the next week, and then going forward, just because I'll be in Japan with my wife.
Yeah.
And then I give them a holiday break as well. These like Boo Boo's on if I'm on every episode, he's usually on that same episode.
Gotcha.
And then him and our other co-host will switch off Monday and Tuesdays because he has Tuesdays off, and then he has Mondays.
I noticed that y'all be intertwining too.
Yeah. So we kind of have a little system here. Like we'll try to handle everything on our side, and then we'll have these guys, especially with certain guests. Some guests are more cohesive together with certain hosts.
Exactly.
So the fact that you already knew Harrison makes it a little easier for someone to come in and and get ready to talk to us, and that's kind of stuff we look at when we're researching our guests, right?
Yeah. Have you guys had a guest where you guys didn't release the episode?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
really?
Okay.
No.
Yeah, we haven't. No, we
No.
haven't released every episode that we've shot. Honestly,
Okay.
Because man, everyone comes in here and gives some really good game, and they
Yeah.
have a really good story to share.
it
is
takes them a
true.
while. Sometimes there's been guests where it takes a while for them to warm up.
Yeah.
But we do what we do normally, and it allows them to kind of just get into the conversation and kind of just tell their truth. If it's a little quieter than usual or whatever it may be, we kind of just open it up for you and try to make you as comfortable as possible.
But usually, man, we're able to break everyone out that shell pretty quick, and then, like before we know it, the hour's gone.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah,
"Damn,
for
that was
sure.
an hour.
Yeah.
That was like,
and they do that at the end of it. Like, oh, I had so much fun. Like, I could keep doing this. Like, it's already an hour,
it's true.
That happens a lot, actually.
It's dope, and I love to hear that too. I love to hear that.
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
definitely. I think, and then like honestly, like little things like, not putting out any content Super Bowl weekend. You know what I mean? Like waiting. Like sometimes it's just better to wait. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
True.
Like I'll hold on to stuff and be like, well, it's Valentine's Day weekend, then it's Super Bowl weekend. You know what I mean? And then like the gram. That's where we can drive people to YouTube.
Right.
So like whatever the gram is doing, I have to kind of pay attention to our analytics. That
true,
way
Absolutely, yeah.
To
Timing
really
is everything.
to really get people to tap in on YouTube. I mean, we have our like YouTube is where our cult following is, but like if I'm gonna keep driving newer people to the YouTube or the audio
Instagram is the
platforms,
way.
Instagram's the way. And
All day.
sometimes
It
I gotta
is.
stay out of the way of what's going on like on a
That's
busy
so true,
weekend.
man. Yeah,
Impressions is everything right now on social media, right? So
Bro, yeah.
you get one thing on Instagram going through your like our videos. You do really well because we're posting the story that morning, and usually it's about 72% impressions. That means someone clicked on their link and then come into it through our Instagram or something.
Yeah.
We only use Instagram, so we don't actually use any other platform
TikTok.
except for Instagram. We actually TikTok we're late. We like post a video on TikTok like 2 weeks after.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
And,
Okay.
and the same thing with YouTube as well. So.
Okay. Oh, like the
So I see all
shorts.
the analytics, so I get what you're saying, and
Instagram's that main driver right now.
Yeah,
But it's
for
dope
sure.
that you guys are really thinking about, like you said, Super Bowl, when people are actually gonna have their eyes on a screen on IG and type shit. Like that's things that will definitely be impacted.
Yeah.
That's why I chose a Wednesday is because usually Wednesdays are not a holiday
middle of
like
the
every
week.
so often, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of the week, I actually is because I watch a lot of podcasters release on Wednesdays as well, and so that's why I chose the middle of the week. A lot of people tune in because it's half of the work week's hump day, and statistically more people are tuned in on social media on a Wednesday than they are on a Saturday, Sunday, and Friday. Right,
Yeah.
so the middle week is a good thing for us. We realize that our Sunday episodes kind of are really slow, but right when Monday hits and there people are going to work and they want something to listen
picks
to,
up.
it picks up really fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
Like for me, Monday, Tuesday, I'm off Instagram. I'm off social media. I got a busy work.
Yeah.
I got
dope.
busy
That's
work. So
dope.
Monday, Tuesday, I'm like off social media.
that's dope.
Man,
Like
I'm
my day job is just so slow that like I always have my phone, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, what's going on? You know what I mean? So it's so easy where I need to just like leave that shit in my car or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it does happen though, and so I've kind of like trying to. With the whole health thing, I've subconsciously become more better with the technology as well. Yeah. Try to sit away from playing games for a certain amount of time. Try to stay off IG. Unless I have stuff to do. At Wednesdays, I'm on my phone, like sharing our video, getting ready for our podcast we put out at 9 a.m., making stories, making sure my sister has a reel. So I'm trying to stay connected, but that's only on a Wednesday. And then like usually on a Monday or Tuesday, I'm usually editing our podcast and trying to get it ready and getting it scheduled, coming up with the description and stuff like that.
Dope.
Staying in contact with our guests, making sure we get our highlight photos from them and stuff like that. So
it's crazy. And a lot of people work from home now, so they ain't got shit else to do but sit on YouTube while they, they got the double screen, triple screen, got YouTube up here, and
exactly.
So. And it's kind of crazy because like you guys have a very consistent base with your numbers too. That's the one thing I look at too is when I'm watching someone, especially in Utah, with their podcasting or doing content creation. You guys have been very consistent over the years of how many views you guys get. And I every Wednesday I'm just like, man, I hope we do really good.
No, man, we're trying to get there.
Yeah,
man.
and I'm gonna tell you, like I think like consistency. However you want to be consistent, if it's once a week, if it's bi-weekly, if it's 2 episodes a month, whatever's consistent to you, you know what I mean? Because everybody like my man just described, Wednesday he has to do X, Y, and Z. That's a daily discipline for him on a Wednesday. So he's still feeding his body and his mental consistency. You know what I mean? But one thing I did take away, and I know Paris, and you wanted to get into this, our Dallas trip. Some of the creatives that we met out there are actually agencies for creatives. So I sat down with Neandre Broussard, who's the CEO and founder of Black Menswear. Man, it was like
going crazy,
bro.
$500,000 like on their Instagram.
And I watched that, and it was fire.
Yeah,
it was
like
really good.
Full circle moment for me. Like I've always been I've always been into fashion, and to say like I'm a black man in this suit. You know what I mean? Utah's, like I said, Utah's unique where you don't see a lot of that. You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of it. So I met him All-Star Weekend. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? Here?
Yeah. He was at the Mardi Gras in the Mountains. Mardi Gras in the Mountains event. He was on his way to D Wade's spade tournament. And I was just on a break. I had got all the footage I needed. I was about to go up and get me a plate. And then I was like, oh shit, that's Neandre. I'm telling you, I fanboyed out. Like the night before I was at McHenry's event, I was next to like Jose Alvarado. I was right next to Travis Scott. Travis Scott at one point in time. But the people that I was like losing it over were like YouTubers. Like I don't know if you guys follow like the basketball YouTubers. Zone 6 was in there.
Zone 6. I know D Friga.
Yeah,
Zone
Friga
6.
was in there.
Yeah,
Zone 6 was in there. T-Jazz.
TJ
was in there.
So they had runs.
Yeah.
Friga had runs at City Creek, and
that's right.
The hype house there, and all those guys.
Yeah, I'm losing it seeing those type of creatives versus seeing
like celebrities.
Yeah, all these niggas with ice on and stuff like that. I was cool. I'm good off that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I interrupted this whole conversation. I was like, man, I've been a fan since this long. I love what you guys are doing in the community. And he's like, well, I see you got a camera. Like, are you capturing the event? I'm like, yeah, capturing the event. Just gave him the whole spiel.
Yeah.
Here's my media team. First thing he asked me, let me check out your gram. And that's why I said the gram is essentially your business card.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
True,
it's your business card.
Right.
Make sure it looks clean.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he was like, oh, I love the quality already. Your quality's there, brother. Yeah. And I'm like, hey man, I don't know if we can make it work through Zoom or whatever. We travel too. But I'd love to get you on the platform. He was like, say less. He's like, I'm gonna follow you right now. Just shoot me a DM.
Boom.
Going crazy.
Yeah. And then one day I talked to the fellas. I'm like, hey, we had just went to Vegas. So I seen what taking the team out really looks like, how much it's gonna cost, and things like that, and what type of content we can get. So we did the Vegas thing. So I'm like, okay, now we know how to operate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who needs to bring what as far as equipment goes, and how we can execute on a high level. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna hit him. Are you guys good these weekends? And he was like, yeah. So then I hit Neandre. He was like, what? He sent me back one of the weekends. He's like, that weekend works perfect. If you can get here and interview me at 2:00 on this Friday, that way I can go to my son's baseball tournament. He's like, I'm there. Set it up. He gave us the studio's number. We set that up. But come to find out, his business partners with the studio owners.
Oh,
so
dope.
They have a whole agency for creatives, and their whole thing is like, we used to target all these people with huge followings, but the numbers didn't really align. You know what I mean? So now we're really supporting the people that are staying consistent and not worrying about, grabbing followers, because it's really not about the followers.
And the money and all
it's
that
like
stuff,
it's the impressions.
Yeah.
It's the engagement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and I'm still learning this too. I'm not no mastermind behind social media, but if there's something I learned this year, like a big takeaway, especially when you're running a brand and you feel like you have to be in all these rooms to like continue getting your brand out there. Something I took away that has helped me be in the moment more is just focus on the work. So
All day, man.
Yeah, whatever content I have that week, we're gonna focus on making that the absolute best. So if I can't go to my brother's Lovers SLC party, I can't go because I have to focus on the work. You know what I mean?
Man.
And then the success, the more business trips we plan is a byproduct of us focusing on the work, but it allows me to be present in what I'm sitting in.
Yeah.
And then it also allows me to have gratitude for all this cool shit that I get to do, that we get to do. You know what I mean? And like,
because we're doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are watching. You know what I mean? Like I have a 12-year-old daughter. I think about how hard my dad busted his ass working 2 jobs. You know what I mean? Like that's what I remember of him. You know what I mean? So I hold him in high regard to, him trying to make a way for our family.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I see now I was able to do that because of my dad, right?
Right.
So now I'm able to show my daughter how I'm a creative and how I create content, and how I run a podcast, and how I have a business. And now she can take that and go further.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
You're doing it different.
yeah, exactly. So like if I could tell anybody anything, man, just focus on that work. And I promise you, like, there's gonna be more parties and shit. There's gonna be other cool shit that you can go to. You know what I mean?
You hear that, P? You hear that?
No, you stay out there. You do what you do best, and we love it. I love everything you just said about that because
It's true, man.
Like he has children of his own. He has a son and a daughter, and like we have nephews and nieces that tune in just because they see our faces on the YouTube. They're watching their parents' YouTube and they see us. And like my wife's sister lives in Ohio, and her daughter's like my niece has never talked to me. Like she avoids me at all costs, right? But then she saw me on TV. She goes, Uncle Tay, and then like she told Amy, and then I was like, what? Like she's
Like
never
she
even
is,
like I try to pick her up, she cries, but to see that we're doing something, she wants to watch it.
like
She's
on
like,
the
she
big
may
screen,
not have
right?
known what's going on, but she saw my face, and that was enough. And
To recognize.
I know what we're doing here, and what you're doing is making our future for our youth better.
Yeah.
Definitely. Most definitely.
And we're paving the way, and we're figuring things out through what our parents did. Like you said, your dad worked double shifts.
Yeah.
My parents worked 16-hour shifts. I grew up really fast because I had to take care of 3 younger siblings, and thank God for them, because as I'm getting older, they're able to handle more of the youthful stuff for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll cook them a meal. I don't care. You as long as you keep making my reels, Nessie, we're good.
All day. We'll pay you in food.
Chicken sandwiches. She loves chicken
Yeah.
sandwiches. So
That's funny.
All day, man.
and it's nice to know that I have people and a support system behind me
Absolutely.
that I can fall back on if I needed to figure something else out. They can help me do that.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what the team's for too. So
yeah, we
all
all
day.
do things
Yeah.
differently from each other, but I think that we benefit each other in most
Yeah.
ways. Like I said, I'm the one who's outside. None of these
Yep.
guys are
this
outside.
is our intern. This is our intern.
I'm basically the intern.
Yeah.
I'm the Troy, basically.
Yeah.
I'm
When
the-
we started, it was us, 3 of us, and then we went to do a photo shoot, and then I was like, you know what? I like where P's at right now. He's motivated. He wants
He had
to do
that
some
shit
stuff.
on.
And he was modeling for our clothing brand because we were trying to come back after COVID, right? And I just remember in the car, I was like, hey guys, how do you guys feel about this? How you feel about bringing P on the team as an intern and, being a co-host.
No doubt
I
about
love
it.
it,
Right away,
man.
I
Yeah.
said, let's do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I said, let's
Everyone
do
in the
it,
car
man.
said, let's do it.
Yeah.
Our CEO though, she's the CEO, so she handles the back end of everything, and she
was
was
a
like,
little-
"What do you want to do with this though? What is the outcome you want from this?" And she's like, she asked all the business side of the
tough
questions.
questions for me. For
She
sure.
had
And
it.
I have yet
Someone had to
and I have
do
yet
it.
to answer them all, to be honest with you. That's why I'm still an intern,
I love it.
But I enjoy it, man. I enjoy these conversations. I enjoy meeting new
for sure.
faces. And I like you said, I like being outside. I like just meeting new people and kind of just understanding people.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And I like to look at life very positively. And it's always love at the end of the day. If I did anything wrong to you, I apologize. I've changed once again. And I'm forever going to.
He's not the same P.
But life is great, bro. It really is. Like I said, I cherish these moments and these conversations that I have with these people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Well, like I said before, like I consider Asians people of color. You know what I mean? And like I will say, because we're probably coming up on time, right? Okay, cool.
Close,
I will say this, because like I keep saying Utah is unique, right? So just talking to people out of state, out of the country,
Yeah.
It's still very much segregated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Utah is unique because now that we have, we've seen what we could do with All-Star Weekend, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So now that's trying to be, people are trying to duplicate that feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They need us.
Mm-hmm.
They need us to curate.
like that,
They need
yeah.
us in the building.
Yeah, to curate.
They
these
need
things.
our DJs.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? They need our curators, like a Lovers SLC,
Yep.
like a DJ Bangarang.
Right.
They need Mike there to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Utah is unique because our allies really utilize us, but now it's time to have these conversations and just spoon feed them and educate them. And maybe that's educating them on a musical IQ and why we're doing an Afro beats party,
Right.
or why we're doing R&B edits nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's our responsibility to just keep these conversations going, because that's the only way we're gonna educate any of these white folks in Utah.
It's true, man.
You know what I mean? Sorry, does that go against your brand?
No.
Okay.
man.
That's exactly.
That's on par,
what it is.
actually.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
on
I just gotta
par,
make sure.
actually.
We very similar. We're very similar in a way.
Oh fuck!
Because no, it's true though.
No,
Absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with what
Educating
you said.
everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
That's it.
just like you said, to enlighten others about culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This America as a whole. We have people from every other place in the fucking
Right.
world.
About
And-
culture and people.
And this is the only, legitimately, this is the only place where cultures are shared.
Yes.
Like, legitimately. Because you're in any other country, like, they have their own culture. And it's no other, in America, you have African, Asian,
Melting pot of
Polynesian,
everything,
Mexican,
It's true.
Hispan- all of them just combined. And and seeing people get together and share cultures, I think is a beautiful thing.
Yep.
As long as it's respected and appreciated.
Yes, most def.
I see nothing wrong with that at all. Like, as long as you're respecting the culture and as well as appreciating it. And just seeing Utah's a place where a lot of refugees came.
Yeah.
Like, so my parents came. It's a lot of
Our grandparents,
exactly.
everyone. Yeah.
And it's just seeing there is a lot of white people here. There is.
Definitely.
But there's a lot of places in this state where there's a lot of cultured people, like West Valley, Rose Park, Salt Lake. It's a sight to see.
Yeah.
And I want to, like, what I think we all agree is we all just want us to come together,
Yeah.
enjoy our time,
Yeah.
get personable,
Yeah.
meet new people, and have fun
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
And that's what we hope we do here on this podcast. That's why we're bringing on a bunch of different people from different communities and different people that do different things and just to share it with the world. You know?
I'm fucking with it, and just to figure, and just to full circle, just like find out that y'all run it similar to how we run ours and shit like that. Like, this is dope. That's super dope.
Yeah.
Keep going, man. Just keep
Thank
going.
you, brother.
Of course.
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much, man.
That's why I said we had a lot of similarities with the way you speak and the way you, the way you handle your guests and the way you handle your team and like for you to share information about being CEO and like how you handle impressions and all this stuff. Like, it's more insight for me. All the podcasting stuff is more of a knowledge-based thing. It's like I'm learning so
We're
much
trying to
about people
learn,
out there.
man.
And,
All day.
and I love that though. That's the one thing about me in life is that I've always taken things from people.
Yeah.
Right. And I've always been able to share that.
Yeah.
And if you ask these guys, my house is the house where everyone wants to be every weekend because it's a home for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk into my house, you're hungry, I'm making you a meal.
Yeah.
You need somewhere to sleep
God.
because and I'll do whatever. My wife, bless her for handling me
and dealing with
and
it all.
dealing with it.
Yeah, with
you
all
know.
these, handling all the personalities.
Yeah.
She's the you for us, man. Yeah, she does it very well too. Shout out Sifu going crazy.
She handles everything else for us, and then even the people that come in and out, and it's a blessing for all of us that we have a place that we can share for everyone, and to express the people that we have on here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the guests, I like to say, and it's not my house once again, but they're always welcomed.
All day.
To come and enjoy.
Come
time,
play mahjong.
eat some food, or
come
play
eat.
mahjong, gamble, karaoke. That's what we do here.
When summer comes around, don't worry, there'll be
gets
barbecues all
live.
the
Hey,
time.
I'm just right up the road in Sandy. So,
Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
Come
That's
see
perfect.
us, man.
Yeah.
Come see
And
us.
I'm down to travel to drop off food too. You
Hey,
sick? I make a mean porridge.
It's true, man. It's true.
Rice porridge.
And that's what life is all about, man. It's about taking information like this and running with it and doing something good with it, something positive with it, right?
Definitely. Because like I said, like I say on my platform before, I was told no so many times just because of my skin color. You know what I mean? So it was like now that we're able to have access to the information and learn how to use cameras, like we don't need college. You know what I mean? We don't. I mean, for some things you do.
Yeah, of
you know
course.
what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
I guess I think it's really just becoming a doctor or like a dentist or a lawyer. Like those are like the
If
ones
If you're
like
handling other people, please
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to school.
Yeah.
If you're gonna save my life, please go to
But
college.
other than that, you know,
You can teach
Don't go to
yourself.
YTU. Please don't.
Yeah, don't go to YouTube University.
You know what I
mean? Try to do surgery. You learned from YouTube to try to do surgery. I find out my doctor is YouTube University. I'm fucked.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, man, like so for us to be, like I said, represent the BIPOC community and, you know, push out these conversations, you know, like for our platform, we have 3 pillars: push positivity, change the narrative, move the culture.
Going crazy.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
Even on
Is
your
that-
guys' Instagram, it's like talking the truth, talk that shit.
Talk
though.
your shit.
Yeah, talk your shit.
Talk your shit.
I love that.
Motherfucker.
I can't
Going
wait till y'all
crazy.
come on mine. I'm hyped now.
No, I'm
Yeah.
actually excited
Get
about
ready,
that. I'm not
man.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Let's
It's January.
Let's
Let's run it up.
January.
Yeah.
When they get
That'll
back,
be
we'll get
dope.
it done.
As long as it's not a Monday or Tuesday.
That's fine. We do
Tuesday?
we do Thursdays.
Okay.
Thursdays.
I have to get that Thursday off.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
let me
Yeah.
know beforehand. though.
Okay. Yeah.
Where we going?
We're booked through Monday and Tuesday for
Yeah.
January.
Or we can
Oh,
do
we are?
or we can do a Sunday.
We do
Oh,
Sunday.
Sunday
Yeah.
works
We'll
for me.
figure it
Yeah,
out.
Sunday
we can
works.
figure it out.
We'll
Get
bring
that.
all our gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
Bring it.
it
We'll
is,
make
yeah.
it all work and shit.
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah. That'd be hard.
We are near the end. We have had a lot of chef specials. I'd say we have a
Already,
segment. We have a
man.
segment called Chef Special,
Okay.
where you give game or whatever you'd like to say.
You said a
the
lot
chef.
already.
Yeah, he
You said
gave
a
a-
lot
Like I said, we gave a lot of
You've been
game. I'm not
giving
gonna lie,
game.
but if you got anything else
I
you
need a
haven't
book.
said,
He needs to write a book, an audio
know?
book actually, because I don't read, but I need an audio book.
A chef special.
yeah,
Chef special.
you want to give game to the
Honestly,
the viewers,
man,
whatever it
I
may
just
be,
want to take it back to the 3 things that I hold on to for 2023 that I just want to take into 24. Like I said, it's just focus on the work, allow myself gratitude, and be present.
Yeah,
That's it.
All day, man.
So
okay.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
man.
That's perfect because we're going into the new year with this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right there, there's some inspiration for you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
you better listen up, Bucko.
Yeah.
take what's being told on the podcast today and whatever previous podcast that you listen to and share it with the world. Let
Yeah,
people
man.
know that there's
Man.
people out there that you can handle and be around because
All day.
all you have to do is reach out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Comment.
If there's,
we would love
comment.
to interact with you guys.
All
Comment,
day.
share, subscribe, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know,
If there's
we
one,
appreciate it all.
if there's one New Year's resolution that you guys have, it should be to be present. To be present in your
100%.
life
Make your own chef special.
and make your own.
That's your affirmation of the day.
for
your chef
yourself.
special,
For yourself.
Going
Yes.
crazy.
Or take one that you've heard on the podcast, you know, and move into the new year. And health is wealth. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
That's what all you have to really
There
do
we go.
at the end of the day.
And I was going to say, Alonzo, do you have any questions for us before we do end this?
Nah, man, this was a beautiful conversation, man. Like
No,
I love
thank you.
I love everything you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I forgot what episode it was that was shared on Instagram, and it just really caught my eye from the jump. You know what I mean? Like aesthetically, how it's shot visually, the audio quality. Like just like I said, just
Thank
keep
you.
man, just keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Just
We
keep
appreciate it a bunch.
going.
man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Where to
Keep
get on
going.
yours too.
Yes, absolutely.
We
We need
do
to
that
start
link,
collaborating more and being out.
I've been
That's
try-
why you out in
I'm
the city.
trying-
That's
I'm
why I love
trying.
it.
That's why I'm
I love
outside.
it.
I promise
why
you.
we outside.
I'm not just acting a fool, getting drunk and horny. I promise you. I promise you.
That is part of it, but
That's not the only thing. That's not the only thing. Yeah, I like to work.
No,
man.
man. Shout outs, P, for doing that and
I like
making
to
the
curate-
connection
yeah,
between
do
us,
it.
man,
Yeah.
for sure.
do it for us so I don't have to be
Absolutely.
out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and
And
that's
I want to do more events
Yeah.
like I told you. I want to make
Yeah.
more spaces for people. I want to do things like that. And once
Yeah.
again, we can collaborate. You
Oh, yeah,
have
absolutely.
videography.
Yeah.
And I should have hit you honestly for that and got that taken care of because I one thing that we missed out on that event that I did for
for your birthday, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is we didn't have a videographer.
That's true.
And it would have been so fire.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have ran that up for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, shit, man.
I had my
know.
camera there. You should have told me to stay longer.
Well, dude, you wanted to go home.
Yeah, but I'm an early guy. You tell me to be there, I'll be there on time.
And he was there.
And
We there on time. We're
I-
even
Amy
early.
was
Yeah.
tired.
but I get text messages like, "Where you at?
Where you at?
It's-
We're at the house.
I'm
We're
like,
at the
bro,
house."
it's 11:30. What do you mean? I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'll create more, and once again, more things are coming for us and
All day.
myself as well, and we want to work.
2024,
Yeah, it
man.
is. Yeah.
We about to keep
Let's
it
get it
going,
done. It's
keep
gonna
it
be a
running,
big
keep
year.
going
Yes,
crazy,
sir.
man.
Yeah.
Alonzo, brother, thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Beige
Appreciate
bully,
y'all.
don't get it
Beige bully.
fucked up.
Yeah,
going
man.
crazy, man.
Once again, thank you guys for tuning in on episode 47 Off the Menu podcast.
going
please take
crazy.
what was on this episode, move it into the new year with affirmations every day.
Yeah.
Be personal with yourself and handle yourself because
Be
you're the only
present.
one that can take care of yourself.
There we
All
go.
day. Happy New Year's.
We
you
can't
guys.
want it more than you do. All right.
All day. Off the Menu podcast going crazy for y'all. Happy New Year's. Thank you so
Happy
much.
holidays. Smell you
Yes,
later.
sir.
Be excellent, beautiful, and be yourself, please.
We're gonna have that as a tagline at the end, so you don't have to. When you're not here, we just add it.